welcome back to Glow Up with Rashay, my paranormal experience part dos. Yes, it's Vlogtober, so I'm still going and telling you guys these paranormal experiences, truthfully, true paranormal experiences that happened to me. I have a lot of stories, and some of you guys and gals wanted to know more and more and more. So here I am with part 2 of the paranormal experiences. So I'm gonna get right into it. So you guys, if you guys seen the first video, you guys know I lived in a very old building, and it was a couple things before it became an apartment. So this is where I grew up. Majority of most of my life, I've grown up here at this place. And I've experienced multiple strange encounters in this place. So over the years, since I was, a kid till now, it's been strange. You could say haunted, coincidences, I don't know. I have no idea, but it's very, very paranormal experience-ish. So let's go back. So I can tell you in my room particularly, I've always felt something in there with me, right? I've always felt like it was somebody else in the room. You know how when you can feel somebody's presence in a room, like if they're there or not, you could just feel their presence, or like hair stand up in the back of your neck like somebody's watching you. I've always gotten this in my room, and not all the time, but sometimes, which is very, very strange. So let me start off with this one story that was really, really, really creepy. So one day I came home from work, okay? I came home from work, and I remember it was probably like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. I had tons and tons and tons of teddy bears on my dresser. And that was just like from when I was a kid and collected all my teddy bears from people, birthdays, whatever the case may be. I collected all these teddy bears. So one day I came home, and literally, like, I'm sitting on my bed, and I think I was on my laptop probably at the time, on my phone, and my dresser's here. So my dresser's in front of me, and I'm sitting on my bed, so my dresser's here. It's far on the side of the room. All of a sudden, this teddy bear that was sitting on my dresser for years, like, like, I don't play with these teddy bears, they just sit there. I haven't even went over there to my dresser. Nobody's home, it's just me. I'm in my room, I'm sitting on my bed, on my laptop, and I look over, the teddy bear literally tumbles off the dresser to way across the room. Like, it had to be a push for it to end up all the way on the other side of the room. It literally tumbled off the dresser, like somebody plucked it and tumbled across the room. That never happened ever before. The teddy bears were never touched. And why, when I come home, this teddy bear flings off the dresser, like, it had mad time to do this. I was literally at work the whole day. Why you pick now? So clearly I got freaked the frick out, and I had to leave the room immediately. When I say I dropped everything on my bed and stormed out my room so fast, screaming, I'm like, what? Because it creeped me out. It literally creeped me out. Like, nothing shook, nothing doesn't shake in my house. Everything is like, it wasn't an earthquake or anything. We live in New York, so nothing could cause. It wasn't a logical explanation of how the teddy bear tumbled off my dresser and ended up all the way on the other side of the room. If a teddy bear falls, it should be bop on the floor. How in the heck that it's on the dresser and it tumbles its way all the way across to the other side of the room? Like, there's no explanation for this of how it could possibly happen. There were more incidents in my room particularly. So when I first got my puppy, Coco, I had a little puppy. He was this small, and puppies are sensitive to spirits and things, and they see things that we don't see, just like kids and babies. So I had my puppy, and he literally won't bark at anything. He was a little puppy. He didn't bark at nothing. But at night, in my room, he would always stare up at something, like in the corner where my closet is, and bark at it, or in the corner of where my window was and bark at it, and literally come next to me like it's a threat, or it was something, it was a presence there that he didn't know, or he, that because everybody interacted with him. So if the thing don't interact with him, he knows like something is off. So he would bark. Also, he would look like he would get scared sometimes. So at night, sometimes he would come on my bed and like literally crawl up next to me so tight and like stare at something like in the corner up, like staring at it. And this is not the only time that people have seen something, in my house, heard something. Like we said, the shadow people on the roof. My grandma seen things in the house. My mom has heard certain things. My sister has seen and heard certain things in this place. So this place definitely had other people there, spirits-wise, or just like energy there that was left over, or whatever the case may be. And I always felt a masculine presence in my bedroom and a feminine presence in my bedroom. So they were a man and woman there, like fluctuates, like they come in, they come out. Whatever. So let me tell you 2 more incidents that happened. So one night, I'm asleep, nobody's home. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. My mom is not home, my sisters are not home, nobody's home. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm sleeping. It's my dog. My dog sleeps under my bed. I don't know why he always sleeps under my bed. Who knows? I don't know if the thing is scaring him or what. But he always tends to be comfortable under my bed. So that night in particular, it was 2 a.m. in the morning. I remember I was knocked out asleep. I heard a scream in my house, a woman scream, and it did not sound like anybody voice that I know. It didn't sound like my mama, my grandmother, my sisters, nobody's voice that I know. It was a loud scream, and I jumped up out of my sleep, and I'm like, it sounded like right outside of my door. I knew I wasn't going crazy because my dog from under my bed ran to the door like something was happening. So my dog heard it as well, because he jumped up and ran. He jumped out from under my bed and ran to the door so fast and was looking at the door like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh my God, it came from right outside of my door. Did I open my door and check who was out there? No, the heck I didn't. No, I did not. I do not do scary movies. I do not do horror movies. I've seen enough horror movies to know you don't open a door and say, hey, who's there? Is everything okay? Nope, not me. I just kind of went right back in my bed and put the cover over my head and locked my door, because I had a lock on my room door. And I locked my door. And that's it. I did not ask any questions. And I told my mom and everybody after the next day that I heard a scream right outside of my door. And I don't know if it was the same lady that was on the roof dancing with the guy. I don't know. I don't know who it was, and I don't care. So now one night I'm in between sleep, and people say that this is a sensitive time when you're in between sleep. Like you're awake and you're asleep, so you're like in the halfway realm. You're supposed to pray. That's why you pray before you go to bed, because you don't want stuff following you or whatever. But I always been sensitive to those type of things. So I'm in between sleep now. So now I turn around and I sleep on my side, and I'm really about to go to sleep. I'm falling into a good sleep. All of a sudden I hear a man screams in my ear, Rashay, like my name, really, really loud. And I do not recognize this voice. I know voices. I recognize voices. I recognize faces. And this voice was not anybody that I know. So I turned around, I screamed. My mother came into my room and was like, literally, whoever this guy is, this man's Mr., he was a violent person, because my dog is scared of him. The lady's screaming, the lady spirit is screaming, the spirit on the roof. If it was him, he put the lady in the darkness. So whoever this was, it gave very, I want to scare you type of thing. I want to scare you, wake up, I want to scare you. So I didn't really feed into it. When I hear certain things in my room, except the teddy bear incident, obviously, and things that's like blatantly right in front of your face, like things screaming at you, and you're hearing things and you're seeing things right then and there. Those things shook me up a bit. But when it was like little things, like I heard things falling and like my door opening a little bit, like that shit didn't scare me to the point that I'm like, whatever. And I have a ton of more stories, but I can't put them all into this. I just can't put them all into this video because it will be long. So I will come at you with a part 3 and probably a part 4, maybe even after Vlogtober has ended, because there are so many stories literally that we've experienced in this particular place. I've experienced, like I said, the living room is very cold. It's always the coldest room in the house. Everybody's like, think somebody's watching them in there. It's very, very, very creepy. Also, I forgot to mention this. So my grandmother and my mother are antique dealers. So ever since I was a little kid, they always brought old things into our home. So old paintings, old porcelain dolls, old antiques. So they have a niche for antiques, and they know what is valuable and what's not. But it's always been old jewelry, old vases, crystals, things like that into our home. I don't know if this plays a huge part on, you know, things being attached to certain items, because this was happening since I was a child. You know, they bringing stuff in, old things in, and we seen certain things and heard certain things too with some items back in the day. That's a whole nother story. But I don't know if this plays a part into why is the place haunted, or is it something that my mom and grandma brought into the place. So I just know I don't want them to follow me. I'm good on witnessing anything else, on none of that stuff. I don't want to be involved in that anymore. Okay, I'm done. I watch my scary movie from afar, and I'm good on that note. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna come at you with more of these since you guys like these so much, and I have a ton of stories to tell. My sister does too. I don't know if she would get up here and tell her side of, you know, these stories or what, but we have a lot. Our whole family have a lot. So yeah, thank you for watching Vlogtober with me. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up. And if you have any requests, suggestions, you know, listen to my podcast, y'all. Be the Life Goddess, and also Hush Hush podcast, Juju and Shay. Yeah, we have paranormal experiences on the episodes as well. Tune in.